Hello, Forex traders. Welcome back to Chart Insights. And before we begin our insight for today, we will first have to appreciate our subscribers who have still with us from the beginning of this segment of our YouTube channel. We want to say we thank you and appreciate your standing by with Probity Trades. And also, we want to wish every one of us a happy new year. We are welcome into a new year. So, for this year, we need to charge ourselves more. We need to stay consistent. We need to keep showing up. We need to increase our level of discipline. Above all, we don't want to gamble trades. So what we have done in the past year that are right, we need to continuously repeat them. And what we have done wrong, we need to learn lesson from them and put them aside. So I welcome you once again to our very first chart insight of the year 2026. So as we know, as usual, the pairs I look at are the major currency pair, the indices, and then crypto markets. So these are the things that I will be focusing majorly on for this new year. That is how you should trade as well. You don't want to have too much asset on your list, which is going to really cloud your judgment, and in fact you might even get lost or get confused along the way. Just downsize your watch list to something that you can keep look of. In fact, trading only the major pairs is just as if you are trading two pairs, because some are positively correlated and some are negatively correlated. So you will know that for some set of currencies among the major pairs are positively correlated, which means if one of them is trending to the upside, most likely about two or three of others will be trending upside. Then you expect the rest to be trending downward. Basically, you know what you are looking for in this pair. I don't want these videos to be too long. This is not really a time for us to explain things. I'm just making sure that we need to downsize our watch list. And also, from Probity Trade this year, we'll be putting out a lot of educative content here on YouTube. Last year, majorly, we'll only be posting chart insight episodes, let me say 90% of the time. But in this new year, expect more videos around discipline, risk management, trade management, psychology, and everything that's going to help you grow in trading in this new year. So let's begin our chart insight. Sorry, before we begin, if this is your very first time of coming across this YouTube channel, it is very important for you to subscribe. Yes, it doesn't bite. Click that subscribe button now. You are doing us favor, and as well you are doing yourself a favor. You are helping the algorithm to broadcast these videos to more viewers, and also helping yourself to always receive notifications whenever we drop a new content like this. So I'm giving you 5 seconds to do that now. 1 2 3 4 5. Thank you for subscribing, and we really appreciate you for joining Probity Trade. Now let's dive right into it. Wait, no, let's continue. All right, so as we know, we usually start from the major pair. These are my watch list. You can see to some it might be too much, but for me as a swing trader, this is just few. You can see I've categorized the major pairs, the commodity indices, and the crypto market all together in the second section. So let's kickstart with GBP USD. As usual, we always the approach I use is called a top-down analysis. Of course, most technical strategies make use of top-down analysis. My strategy is pure price action, where I make use of support and resistance, trendline Fibonacci tools, and even chart patterns to take decisions in the forex market. So I go on the higher time frame, then find my entry on the lower time frame. On GBP USD here now, this is the 3 month chart. I love to come on the 3 month chart to actually see the bigger picture of what is really happening overall on the market trend. So overall on GBP USD, let me make this big. Overall on GBP USD, the market is in a downtrend movement. However, we are currently in a state of consolidation. You can see the price has been trending in between this region for a very long time. Right from 2016, price have been bouncing between these 2 points. These 2 points, price have been bouncing between these points. So for basic concept like support and resistance, this is what we call trading the bounce. And how do you trade the bounce of a support and resistance? Whenever price comes to support, you buy, and then whenever price comes to resistance, you sell. Resistance, sell, support, buy. Resistance, sell, support, buy, support, buy. Where are we heading to next? It's looking now that price is most likely going back to this major resistance. All of these other zones you are seeing right here are minor support and resistance level that are guiding me to know where price may likely get to before it can turn. Sometimes we may speculate that price is expected to come to this major level at this top, but we can just come to this black bar right here and then everything collapses. So that is how I make use of minor zone. So on this major trend, I can see that the market is still in a consolidation phase. This is a big consolidation. It is tradable, and we can see that inside of this consolidation, price is trending to the upside. So for this case, I will be looking at a short-term buy movement. Overall, this market is looking bearish, but for short-term, the market is looking bullish. So let's go to the monthly chart to see what we have. In the monthly chart, I come on the monthly chart to adjust my levels or to look for intermediate trend within the overall trend. So intermediate trend within the overall trend here now is the price is trending to the upside. We can see price creating series of high lows and higher highs. This is telling us that this market in a short term, in fact this is not even a short term trend any longer, this is like a mid-term trend, because this movement starts right from 2022 and now this is 2026, about 4 years now. So that is still considerably, let's say, mid-term trend. So on the mid-term trend, the market is looking bullish and the opportunity we should be looking for is bullish. Previously, if you watch back on previous episode on Chart Inside, we are looking to take bearish side, but now the market is still telling us that buyers are still aggressively controlling the market. So as a trader, you just want to follow where the trend is going. So the market push up from here, we have this retracement and we are expecting another continuational push to the upside. Just simple as that. There's no need to start complicating things, marking a lot of things on your chart. Simple techniques, and then you'll be able to determine where price is expected to go next. We are all speculators. I am not saying these strategies override the other, but everything is just to make things more clearer. Yes, it's to make things more clearer. That's the one of the essence of probability trade. That's one of our core objectives, clarity. So right here we can see that this minor trend that has been holding previously as a resistance, price broke through it here. We come back here a little bit shy, we went down, tested it again, we dropped. That tells us that there's a major level, a level of sensitivity at this point. So we don't want to take it with levity. Price break through it, and now we came back to retest this level for the first time. We push up, we came back again, and now we are pushing up. If you understand candlestick patterns, you will know that this candle pattern that we have right here is very significant when it comes to a buying momentum. This is the pattern we call the morning star. These three candlesticks, look at this. We have this before here, right here, and you see how well the market pushes to the upside. So we are having the same thing here now. We are expecting this to be a continuation move that's going to break this previous high and give us a new high. So with this, even on the monthly chart, I've been able to pick a side which mostly we call bias. I've been able to pick a bias of where I'm expecting this market to go next. So with this simple analysis of mine, I'll be going bullish on GBP USD. So let's look at the weekly chart to see maybe there are chart patterns or other internal levels we need to pay attention to. Now there is no, let's say this level. Yeah, this level, we can see multiple touches on this level. Now price breaks through this level, we have retracement, and now we want to push higher. So I always say something that whenever we want to take a trade, price should already be at a base. That is, it is resting on a point where it is ready to push to the upside. Now we can now narrow down to the daily chart. So if you see from the daily chart, you can see that we have a simple break and retest of this level. You can see how price has been rejecting previously from here. So we have a simple break and retest from this level, and now we are expecting, you can see all these internal movements, higher highs and higher lows being created. So each time frame, right from the monthly down to the daily chart, is aligning together to the upside. So for this case, our bias intensify. So now let's go to the next time frame, which is the 4-hour time frame. On 4-hour time frame, you can see this doji rejection. We have this doji rejection. In fact, here another thing we can make use of here is the Fibonacci tools, or let's say the trend line. Okay, let's have a trend like this. In fact, even a channel, you can see this. So price come to this lower bound of this channel, and then we are having rejection from here plus a fib. Let's put our fib from this low to this high, and we can see the price is rejecting from the 0.5 Fibonacci level plus a lower bound of our channel or the trend line. So price is reacting here. Entry is going to be from the 1-hour time frame. So from the 1-hour time frame, our entry, if market opens and we are able to see a strong bullish momentum to the upside, that should signal a buy entry. Stop loss can be below right here, or we should put our stop loss right here, and then based on fib, we are expecting the market to move to this point based on fib. However, this is our weekly resistance that we'll be looking towards to target. So we are looking at, in view, a ratio 5.5 on GBP USD. So this is how I'm looking at GBP USD. I'll be positioning for a buy trade, or better still, I love to make use of counter trend line. This is just make me to know that there is now a momentum in the market. So if price is able to, let's say maybe price dance around here and we are able to break above, that tells me that momentum for buyers are now back into the market, and then we may now want to take our entry from here. Stop loss can still be adjusted like this, and then we'll still looking to target still this. We are still having our 5 risk to reward ratio. So this is how I'll be looking to position myself for GBP USD. Let's move on to the next one. This video might be quite lengthy, but I'm definitely sure you're going to find this insightful, just as the theme of our segment here. So usually we start from the 3-month chart. So we have Euro USD. Euro USD 3-month chart, you can see the market is also bearish. We have our key levels marked, minor support marked, and then we just have to dive right into lower time frame to see the intermediate trend within the overall trend. So if we look at this as well, we will see that price is also bouncing between support and resistance. So here is also looking like we may approach this level as well. One thing about Euro USD and GU is that they are positively correlated. Whatsoever GU is doing, Euro USD is most likely to do the same as well. So right here we can see the price has been rejected. In fact, let me zoom this chart. On this 3-month chart, we have this level. You can see this 2-week rejection, and whenever we are spotting weak rejection on a key level, it is telling us that there is a level of orders that have been placed between the inside of these zones. So now let's down to the 1-month chart. Let me remove this. On the monthly chart, we have a minor resistance here. This is still considered as our major level where we are expecting price to go. So right here we have a break and retest concept as well. Break, retest, price push to give us some sort of double top. Here I was expecting that this market, if we are able to break below this light blue bar, market is going to collapse aggressively. But buyers stood their ground. We have the spinning bottom candle followed by a bullish momentum candlestick, indicating that we may have the bullish continuation. So best thing now is that we have a retest on this zone, and then we are expecting price to continue to push to the upside. So now our buyers are still building up that this market is likely to trend to the upside. And then we move down to the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, this is where I have this internal level on weekly. If you look at how price is rejecting from this level, so the previous level I had deleted, that's the reason why I have that here. So if you want to know how I identify this level as my levels, or this is just still new to you, you simply do not understand how I'm doing this, you can reach out to us. We have a forex trading course that's going to walk you through this process, and it is not just training, it includes mentorship. You are not just watching these videos on your own, you are not learning on your own. We'll make sure to guide you, and you have someone that's going to stay with you to track your trades until you become good at this. So let's proceed. Now we have price bouncing in between this internal region. You can see bouncing. The way it's looking, is it that price may want to come down here, or we can have a turn right here? That is a question that we cannot answer now. We are not the one that is pushing the market. We just mark our levels, and then we expect price to react. So based on price reaction, that is how we take actions. But before we answer that, let's look at the day chart. If there's going to be any levels, so on day chart here, look at this structure, pay attention to structure. Before now, we are having a bearish movement, and from here we have the switch where they call the change of character, market structure shift, or structure shift of structure. And right here we have bullish movement, higher highs, higher low, higher highs. For price that's still trading below here, the market can give us a chart pattern known as the double bottom for a bullish continuation movement. So here I will be marking a minor level right here. I'll be marking a minor level right here for price that, yes, if only we break below this bar, then I may say price may still want to drop down a bit before we continue to the upside. However, from here we can have a bounce. Yes, we can have a bounce. This can serve as a double bottom. So for those who understand chart pattern, you already know what I'm saying. A double bottom in a bullish trend signifies the continuations of that trend. But before we take trade, we don't just take trade blindly. So we narrow things down to 4 hours charts, and on 4 hours charts we can see price is approaching this level. I don't set buy limits. I want to see candles reaction before I take my trade. So I go to the 1 hour time frame to now mark my counter trend line, the 1 hour time frame. Yes, so on 1 hour time frame, I want to mark my counter. I don't buy immediately when price gets to support. There are still some manipulations that can happen when price gets here. We may dip inside what some we call a sweep of liquidity. I called it a fake out. This can still happen when price gets here, so I don't want to become a victim of this. I don't want to take early trade. I don't care about sniper entry. I want to trade when I start seeing momentum back in the market. This does not say that I'm not going to be taking loss, but these are going to make my losses fewer. So that is how I take my entry. So now, right from here, now I'm going to mark my counter trend line. So I have my counter trend line marked like this. This is just by looking at the peaks of the market. So I can just possibly adjust like this. So not until when price breaks above my counter trend line on this 1 hour time frame, I'm not entering trades. So my entry is going to come up here. Yes, some might have entered here. Sniper entry is all fine and good. I will enter when I have this. This is my own blueprint. This is our playbook at Probability Trades. So this is how I will be taking my trade, and my first level target is going to be this first resistance, which is still giving me a 2-hour risk to reward. And over our overall target, you can see where we are still going. It's a very long journey. Overall target is here. So along the way, we'll be taking some profits and keep trading as price keeps moving in our direction. So that is that on Euro USD. You can see how I'm giving a very insightful explanation on all of these pairs. So I don't just want to come here and just tell you this is where I'm going to buy, put your stop loss here and there. So same thing for AUD USD. That's why I said this video might be a little bit lengthy, maybe 30 minutes, 40, I don't know yet. So let me take off all of this. No, let me just take off this. Same thing, a ranging market, but buyers are gaining momentum in the market. On the 1 month chart, we have a level price has taken out. We are trading above it already, and the next visible point price may likely visit next is this point. That is why I said when you are trading the major pairs, there are some sets of currency pairs, they are positively correlated, and we can see them. You can see that we've checked about 3 pairs now, and the 3 are bullish. When we get to others as well, now we'll be seeing bearish sentiment. So that is that on AUD USD. Let's go straight to just the weekly chart. Now we've had a break. Wait for a retest to happen, and then we are going to push. Now, can a retest come back to this level, or we are going to push right from here and continue to the upside? Those are questions the lower time frame will help us to answer. So let's check the day chart. Alright, so on day chart here, we can see price building up already. This was a previous high. Price gave us a higher high, a higher low, higher high. Can price continue to push here? Now let's see, let's put on our fib. Whenever price is trending like this is a moment we can make use of Fibonacci tools. So we have price rejected from the 0.5. Let's check the 4-hour time frame. So on 4-hour time frame, we've had that rejection here as well. Then what's next? Whenever we get to our entry time frame, the next thing is for us to mark our counter trend line. In this case, I'm not just seeing counter trend line, I'm seeing a bullish continuation pattern, which is a bullish flag. So here we have a bullish flag. If price should break above this bullish flag, I'm expecting a bullish continuation. Let's just see how that looks on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, this is how we are having prices on the 1-hour time frame. So if price should break above this, we'll be looking to take a buy entry. Stop loss is going to be below this low, and then we'll be targeting this level. Now when price gets here, you can trade your profits. This is our first level targeted. and then let's see where's our next level. You can see we also have a very long way to go on AUD USD. This is about a ratio 7. So pure price action, support and resistance, chart pattern, fib and trend lines. Simple as that. Next thing on the list, are you bored? Don't be. This is Chart Insight. Let's continue on NZD USD. 3-month charts. You don't want to get bored. 2026 is a year you will have to give it our all. Yes, this is the year we have to give it our all. You can see this as well. In fact, we have a very big range even on the 3-month chart on NZD USD. Price rejected. Are we pushing back or are we coming down? So lower time frame will help us to answer that. So we have these levels marked. Let's see how that looks on the weekly charts. So on the weekly level, we have a break and retest of that level. Now this level was not just picked randomly. We have price reacted previously on this point, you can see, and now we break, retest, continue, retest. We are retesting this level again. Are we going to have a break below, or we are going to continue that push to the upside? So let's see that on the day chart. Day chart, this was a previous low, price push up. We have a change of character right here. Price retrace down, push up to give us a break of structure. Price is coming back down. Those who trade supply and demand would have marked this point as a demand zone, and price is currently at a demand zone, which coincides with a support level for those who trade support and resistance. And now let's go to the 4-hour chart. So on 4-hour chart, you can see now Morningstar happens to be one of my favorite candlesticks, but I don't like taking entry immediately at a support level or at a resistance level. I always want to see momentum that come into the market. Trust me, there are times whereby you get an entry like this, price can still wick down. In fact, it might even change trend or wick down then before going up. So best thing I always do, this does not exonerate me from taking losses, but it helps me to minimize them. It's just by me marking my counter trend line. So let's see that well on the 1-hour chart. So until we break this counter trend line, that is when I am ready to take entry. Market can open on Monday and we can have dance around here, maybe even a little bit down, and then we can push up again. Then I'll be ready to take my buy entry. Stop loss is going to be below this level, my first level target, and our level target is here because this is a major level right from the 3-month chart. So a risk reward of 3 hour, and if price break above here as well, that is how we'll be entering this trade. So that is NZD USD. I think I will just make the video more quicker now. Yeah, it's sometimes if it is too lengthy, I understand, you may want to get bored. NZD card, let's make things more faster now. NZD card price on the monthly chart is trending upward. However, we are also bouncing between these supports and resistance. Now, what does it look like? We are coming here. Just logical thinking. Anything can happen with price, but with what we are currently seeing, with the concept of bounces of support and resistance, we are expecting price back at 1.300000 on USD card. The next question we now need to ask ourselves is, how are we going to trade down to this point? These are questions the lower time frame will help us to answer. So on the monthly chart, we have minor levels marked with this light blue bar. These are micro levels. This blue represents my major, this one represents my minor, and this one represents my micro. So on this price has rejected from my minor levels. We can see rejections. We break through it, comes back inside, push another rejection back inside. This was a sweep of liquidity. That is the concept of fake out. So whenever something like this happens and price pushes back inside, most of the time price trend aggressively to the downside. So right here we now move to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we can see these micro levels the price has reacted to. So we break this. Now when we break this, I was expecting that probably maybe price is going to retrace back to this point and we are going to reject back down, but price keeps collapsing to the downside and we have these macro levels right here. Price is trading below. We are currently retesting that point. Are we going to have another surge to the downside? And if we are going to have that surge, where is price most likely to hold first? This level, before we get to our minor level. So that is why I have to narrow down to, let's go straight to the 4-hour chart. Now on the 4-hour chart, we can see the price is already giving us a bearish sentiment, but I'm not taking entry now. I'm going to look for a way to mark my counter trend line until we break. That is when we are going to enter the market. We are not after sniper entry. We are after getting in as when we get momentum in the market. So when price breaks below, yeah, you may want to say, but it's already late when price gets here. You may want to backtest. Sometimes when price give us entry from here, price can see deep inside, which most SMC concepts we want to see a sweep of liquidity before they take their entry. So most likely that is what I'm waiting for. The sweep, the manipulation, the fake out, everything should have happened. Then when momentum is back in, that is when we want to enter the market. So I'll be waiting for entry below this region. Our stop loss is going to be above and we'll be targeting this next level. So let's just have an hypothetical view of what we may be expecting as our risk to reward. So our first level target is going to be ratio 3 and our next level target is going to be ratio 6. So that is what we are seeing in view on USD Canada. So for this video, we'll only be looking at the major pairs. Mostly on all of other pairs, I'm not seeing anything exciting, but we are going to touch gold. We are going to touch gold. So let's complete this. USD CHF, this market has been ranging since several months back. It has been ranging, so I have nothing to do. Whenever the market is ranging, unless we are having a bigger range, look at this too. This is a range as well, but this is a bigger range. It is tradable, but this for me is not tradable as a swing trader. Scalpers might take opportunities, day trader might take opportunities, but for me, there's no how I want to take opportunity of this. So preferably I will want to see price to start moving in a clear direction. That is when I will be taking trades. So on all of the major pair, USD CHF is currently not tradable for me. And lastly, on the major pair is USD JPY. USD JPY as well. Let's look at it from the top as well. So USD JPY, the market is trending to the upside. We can see a very nice break and retest. We looking like we are pushing upward. On the monthly chart, we have a minor level price has reacted to. The next question is, are we going to continue pushing higher, or we are going to have price to take a downturn? Then we move down to the weekly chart. On our weekly chart right here, you can see rejection from these minor levels, break and retest, but we fail to create a new high. And whenever price fails to create a new high, this is now giving us like an equal toss. It is a signal, not yet confirmed. It is a signal that most likely price may want to shift to the downside. That shift will fully confirm when this low has been taken out. but we can start taking entry or taking opportunity from the lower time frame. So we have already seen one red flag, price fails to create a new high. So then we go down to the day chart. From here we are already like slightly building up a bearish sentiment. So from here we will see this is a low, a high, equal low, higher high. This is higher than this previous one. Price is dipping down. This is higher low. If price, I will still be holding on USD JPY as well. If price fails to continue to create higher high, it means we should be getting ready for a sell opportunity. Or let's say maybe price turn back down here. Now let's see, this is, let's mark my macro level at this level of rejection. This is my micro level. So if price is unable to break above this level and we are having rejection, most likely we may have a bearish push. How can we enter trade? Let's see how, if price is giving us opportunity to mark our counter trend line. So from here, counter trend line, can we mark it this way? Yeah, let's look how we have that on the 1 hour time frame. I would not want to draw it this way. This is looking steepy. If you trade trend line concept, one of the rules of trend line is that avoid a steepy trend line. But let's see. This is still okay, not so bad. If we have momentum dropping down, now you can see there's something we call exhaustion. Just as I've said in the beginning of this video, we are going to be having a lot of insights on YouTube, not just chart insights, I mean other aspects of trading we need to pay attention to. We'll see that when price push aggressively to this point, we start having exhaustion, and then we have surge to the downside, retracement. Trust me, we have another surge. I'll be looking for short opportunity on USD JPY to the downside. So this is how I'll be looking for sell opportunity on USD JPY. Our first level target is going to be this low, ratio 2, and overall we're looking at this point, ratio 4, for sell opportunity on USD JPY. If you have stood by to watch up to this extent, that means you are gaining something insightful in this video. Thank you, and make sure to like this video, drop comments on what you like so far on this video. And lastly, let's look at gold. A lot of people love to trade gold. I only want to trade gold when gold moves clearer. So I'm seeing opportunity on gold actually. So let's dive right into it and see what I'm seeing on gold. So on gold, the market has really been trending upward. We break a major resistance level. New highs are being created. Let's just go to the weekly chart and see. Let me take all of this out. These are previous analysis I've done on gold. So we've taken out this resistance, price push up, retracement. On the day chart, I can see a not so big channel, price trading. You can see whenever we bounce, you can see in between we have this rejection. Now we went ahead to touch this upper bound of this channel. Now I'm just waiting for price to come lower here and then to have another continuation push to the upside. This is like a massive impulse on gold, and we are having rejection then for another continuation. So I'm positioning myself for a bullish bias on gold. My macro levels are being marked. You can see these high internal levels. Then on 4-hour charts, let's see what we have. You can see on 4-hour chart, the market is still not yet ready to push to the upside. So I'm still waiting, sitting on my hands. Preferably I want gold to still drop more down here, mark my counter trend, find my entry on the 1-hour time frame. Alternatively, if price fails to push down here, I'll be waiting for a push up, retracement on this my micro level, and then I'll be waiting for continuation move to the upside. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, this is what we have. You can see market rejecting from here, resistance, support, support, support. So let's see what will happen when the market opens in this new week we are entering. A push down, surge, or whatsoever the market wants to do, we are going to react based on that. But based on what I'm expecting on gold, I'm expecting a bullish continuation on XAU USD. So thank you for watching this so far. I know this has been a very lengthy video, but I'm very sure that you find this very, very insightful as well. If you watch up to this extent and you are yet to subscribe, do well to subscribe now. Like this video, share it to your loved ones, copy and send to that your friend which you have planned together to learn about trading. So let's like the videos, and I'm going to see you in the next insight. Thank you. Peace.